The very thing that has been chasing you down your entire life, it is time for you to chase it down, confront it, so that you can destroy it. Because if you do not destroy it, it is going to destroy you and your entire bloodline. Come on now, catch them diamonds. It is time to confront it so that you can cut it off at the head. So a lot of people right now are dealing with a lot of generational curses, and that we're noticing that things are running through the bloodline. There is a spirit of limitation that a lot of people deal with, which I like to call the spirit of hindrance. No matter what you do, it seems like you cannot break loose. You come close to the breakthrough, but it does not go through, and you're back to where you started. It's like a revolving door over and over, and you watch so many people in your family go through this same revolving door over and over, and people look at you and say, man, you supposed to be farther. Man, you look like you got money. Man, you look like you have resources. Oh, you look like this. See, people can see it on you. And what's going to frustrate you is that your reality, you're not living the life that people think that you're, supposed to be living. You're not living it. So that's what's going to frustrate you until you come into this thing, awakening, where you realize something is not right. Now I'm going somewhere with this. Something is not right. See, as you know, I was brought up as Christians. As Christians, we do a lot of lazy work. We are surface level. We don't understand the spiritual work that needs to take place in our life and uprooting those things that has been placed on us. Come on, catch them diamonds. So watch this. I was watching a movie, Final Destination. And before you say, oh, I don't watch that, that's demonic. See, that's the problem. See, you turning your eyes off to things that could give you revelation about your real life. You don't have to watch this movie, but this is for my more mature audience, for those who are more, equipped in the spirit and you can handle this. This is for you. I watched this movie, but I'm going to tell you about the revelation because I've already been on this path of learning things about my bloodline. So in the movie, without, giving you the full movie, the family, the grandmother used to have premonitions, right? She used to see visions of death and how it would come attack the family. So in other words, death was after the family. Just like you have things after your family. A lot of people are addicted to this. A lot of people die from this. A lot of people can't break loose from this. You see it coming down the bloodline each generation. So she could have these premonitions about things happening. So they thought she was crazy, right? So here's the thing. The granddaughter started having the same type of dream, seeing stuff. She started seeing her grandparents, same premonitions. She started seeing it till she went to go see her grandmother. So she seen her grandmother. I'm going to tell you, this is what happened. Her grandmother got so familiar with the spirit that has been chasing the family. Come on now. She got so familiar with it. She had a big scrapbook knowing what was going to happen next and how to save her family, how to save herself. So the granddaughter went to go talk to her. On one of the scenes, when death was trying to creep in, the grandmother was so in tune she could see it when it was happening and confronted it right on. That's where I want to stay right there. And I'm going to tell you why this is so big for me, because it's like 3 years or 4 years now. I was suspicious about something in my bloodline. And I've been knowing since I was in high school that something ain't right. And there is a spirit of limitation and hindrance. And a lot of families deal with that as well. Can never break through. And don't never know what it is that's always holding and pulling you back. But see, I knew this in high school, but I didn't know what to call it. You see why it doesn't help you being a Christian and not knowing anything about the warfare, the spiritual warfare that you're fighting that you can't see? You see why I say that you have to graduate. You're walking around saying I'm Christian is just not enough. And I also have deconstruct from Christianity, meaning the religious organization and the belief system is too lazy for me. I've outgrown it because now I'm more so in the space where it says, let this mind be in you that is in Christ Jesus. Now I'm awakening now. We move into that part, not just a traditional church and stuff. It's got to go deeper than that. And just saying I plead the blood of Jesus here and there, it's got to go deeper than that. You see what I'm saying? So I've been curious about some things, suspicious, because I was having dreams over and over for a long time. So I asked God, what is this? Reveal it to me. See, a lot of people will think it's nothing and you won't do nothing about it. So you don't understand. Maybe sometimes when you dream of something over and over that you know ain't right, God is trying to reveal something to you so that you can be the one to break this thing that has been chasing you down and also your family members down. Come on now. Let me put it to you like this. I've learned some information over the summertime. Everything the dots are connecting. I learned some information, and I'm going to say this. You never know You may have not met some of your family members, your ancestors, but you don't never know who did not like them, that tried to put a hex on them, or did put a hex on them, that goes down the family bloodline. Somebody can come along and put something on you and say, nobody in your family will prosper. I'm going to make sure of it. That's all it takes, is a bitter and jealous heart. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. I'm just trying to help you unlock your mind so that you can have an awakening to what's happening around you, so you can stop going to God and say, why come this ain't working out? Why come that ain't working out? God, why you don't never bless me? Because eventually you're going to get frustrated with God, and you can't say you don't, because a lot of times we do. Because that's the only thing we know to do, because the only thing we acknowledge is God. So if this is not happening, then God, what's the deal? See, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean a lot just to be a Christian. It is time to graduate from that religious organization. It is time for a spiritual awakening, so that you can know things when you see them. Like I'm telling you about that movie, the grandma learned about death, what was attacking the family. She knew when it was coming. Just like when my nieces come to me about stuff, because I've been living it, I've experienced it. One of my nieces came to me about something, and I said, I know what that is. You ain't the only one that deal with that through the family. This thing, that's been a thing. You see what I'm saying? I know what it is, and see how you can break it. You see what I mean? Because you know how to pray against it on a daily. You know how to move against it on a daily. Especially if you deal with a spirit of limitation, meaning you can only go so far, because you don't know who has bind you in your bloodline. You don't know. So let me close out my message with a few things that, from my experience and just examples, so you can think about your life. I knew something went right in high school, but I know this. You can go on a job. There's limitations. They don't want you don't get no raise. You can't move up, but everybody else can around you. Spirit of limitation. Something is keeping you limited only to this small box. It's like you only get enough for this small box that you're in. You get a job, but the job is only enough for this little small box. It's never enough money to take you over. You see what I'm saying? It can also be your love life. It can also be your connections and friend groups. You don't know anything. It is worth looking into. It is worth seeking God and praying and saying, show me what this is. And I remember that for myself. I remember going on a job. Everybody got a raise but me. Everybody got called from their register. I told this story before. I knew it was something. When I went to another job, somebody else got paid more than me, and I had the experience. But by then, I already knew what it was. But I knew that it was not going to prosper. But see, that's why you got to know what it is. Because if you don't know what it is, you're going to give up in life and say, nothing is for me. Maybe I'm not special to God. God doesn't love me. God don't see me. And that's all it takes. Once you disconnect from God, that's it. Especially if you're a believer, because you ain't going to have nothing else to depend on. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you don't have the confidence within you. I've seen it so much. I'm going to tell you another thing. I see it in my daily. I know what it is when it show up. Just like the grandma, I know what it is. Just like me speaking. There was this man. And it was like when I got on Facebook. It was years ago. I had to be like 20 years old. And I've heard this more than once. Some man wrote me. He was from Texas. He said, look, I don't know you like that. But he said something keep telling me. The devil don't want you to get a microphone. I don't know what you gonna do in the future. But whatever it is, it don't want you to get a microphone, and it don't want your voice to be heard. Come on, catch them diamonds. I remember that like today.